Well, good evening, gentlemen and lady men. It's been a little while, but I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and or whatever your respective holidays may have been. And I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year in a couple of days. I have not filmed in a while, I know that, but I actually filmed a video in October and forgot to upload it, so I'll try to upload it in a couple of days when I think about it again. But I hope everybody had a great holiday and glad to be back to filming again. Today I want to talk about something that one way or another has a special part, a special place in the world of pipe smoking, at least in North America. And that is everybody's, whether love it or hate it, everybody knows it. That is the old Captain Black. Now, I want to talk to you today about how to get more out of your Captain Black experience. I'm not a big aromatic guy. I prefer English and Virginia Periques and things like that, as you well know. Not big on super sweet tobaccos. But every once in a while, I get to really want to try some aromatic. Not try, but you get in the mood for an aromatic every once in a while. And I have some very nice ones. I have some nice bulks. I have some very expensive tins. I have a Larson Signature, for example, almost $40 nowadays. A very expensive aromatic, a Danish style. But I want to talk to you today about Captain Black because it is much maligned in the pipe world by people who have been smoking a while. And I think it's given some unfair treatment because there's more to it than meets the eye. In North America, at least, I don't know how it is in Europe and Australia, New Zealand, Africa, Asia, wherever else. But in North America, oh, let's not forget South America and Australia. Try to get everybody in, right? If I forgot you, you'll be okay. But anyway, in North America at least, almost all of the young guys, when they first try a tobacco, it's going to almost without fail be Captain Black. If they go out and buy it on their own. If they might try something else from their grandfather's or their dad's collection or uncles or whoever, if they know somebody else that has a cellar full of pipe tobacco. But if they go out on their own, as I did, and buy a pipe tobacco, I was 18 years old. Yeah, in the U.S. you could buy tobacco at 18. Back then you can't anymore. You got to be 21. But when I was 18 years old, went and bought my first pipe. It was a Dr. Grabo Omega, which was stolen from me, sadly, and a pouch of Captain Black. First thing, it's got a cool label, and it just looks like something. And when you smell it, it smells like it should have that pipe smell. Somebody who lived a couple of doors down from my grandparents when I was growing up, he smoked a pipe, an older gentleman, and it had that classic pipe smell. And you guys know what I'm talking about, that fragrant, almost sweet like pipe smell that you just would almost want to use for air freshener. That was the smell. And the closest thing I can find, I never did ask that gentleman what he smoked, and he's long since passed away, but it smelled like Captain Black. So that was what I went with. But as I said, today I want to talk about getting more out of it because it's somewhat maligned. Let me relight. Somewhat maligned by pipe smokers. Today I started the morning with Punch, very strong lat bomb tobacco. I start my days with Virginia Perique or Latakia-based tobaccos, and oftentimes towards midday, that's when I might smoke something milder. So I kind of start the opposite. I start strong in the morning, and in the middle of the day, I might do something a little bit lighter and go back to strong in the evening. But anyway, about the middle of the day, so I decided to smoke an aromatic, which I don't normally do, but here I am. And I want to tell you how you can get more out of Captain Black, because when you first buy it and you first smoke it, I think what turns a lot of people off, especially if you've smoked nicer tobaccos and then you just go buy a pouch of Captain Black because you've heard so much about it or see so many people smoking it or reviewing it online or whatever, it comes across as very, I don't want to say very, but somewhat underwhelming because it does not have the most dynamic flavor. It's got a light vanilla top note and some other things that I don't exactly know what all of the top notes are on it. Maybe some of you know, or you can Google it. I'm not a big Googler. I would rather have a conversation or go look it up in a book. I'm not big on Googling, but if you want to Google it and see exactly what the top notes are, you go ahead. But you know there is some vanilla in it. But when you first open it up and smoke it, when you buy it off the shelf or it comes in the mail, it's going to have a harshness to it. And you'll find a lot of aromatic tobaccos do. Sutliff's Vanilla Custard is a very, very popular aromatic. And when I first smoked it in 2020, last spring, it was in April, it was extremely harsh. But what I did, I put it in a jar, and now, almost 2 years later, it's about a year and 8 months, I think I'm counting correctly. Yeah, a year and 8 months of aging, and it has become very smokable, very smooth, and sweet. Even though I don't like sweet tobaccos, it's one that I'll smoke. Captain Black. Back to that. When I first got back into pipe smoking after so many years of not doing it, I bought a pouch of Captain Black, made myself a homemade pipe. In fact, I think, yep, here, the bowl of it is still right here. It's made out of a piece of hickory. And I smoke, still a fine smoking pipe, even though it's been literally sitting out in the weather under my shed that's never closed. It still smokes good. I took the stem off of it, and I would smoke it. And what happened was, I forgot about that pouch of pipe tobacco, left it in my drawer, because I had been smoking it with a homemade water pipe, not a bong. There's a difference between a bong and a water pipe, you little punks. I made an actual nice water pipe and smoked it out of it. And stopped doing that, stuck the tobacco in my desk drawer. A year and a half later, make my own homemade pipe and begin smoking pipes again. That tobacco was fantastic. That Captain Black, which back then was about $5 a pouch, it's about $8 now. That Captain Black was great. It was right at 2 years old. And that's when I learned about aging even cheap tobaccos, because we'll buy tins and very nice bulks even, and jar them up and age them for years. But I don't think we really think about that with pouch tobaccos. I was actually having this conversation about Amphora, Kentucky with John David. If you're familiar with the Country Squire, it's located in Jackson, Mississippi, a world-renowned tobacco shop. Check them out. thecountrysquireonline.com is the website. Not affiliated with them. I like the place. Wonderful people. John David, the owner and operator, is I don't know how he has so much knowledge about tobacco in his mind. And he's a fairly young guy too. So the guy just knows everything there is to know about tobacco. But anyway, I was talking to him about Amphora, Kentucky, and he said, it's one of the better, if not one of the best, dark-fired Kentuckys I've ever smoked. And I said, I think it's because it's in the pouch that we really think it can't possibly have a high quality, because pouch automatically means OTC, not very good. But yeah, try it out. If you've never tried Amphora, Kentucky, it's a lot better than you think. Don't let the pouch throw you off. Now, we do know that Captain Black is a Lane Limited product. It's mass produced, and is indeed a less expensive OTC tobacco. There's nothing premium about this. I'm not trying to tell you there is. But what you do, if you want to get more out of your Captain Black, buy a couple of pouches and stick them in your cellar and let them age for at least 18 months, a year and a half, or 2 years. And if you will do that, this inexpensive aromatic, it will, and after about 6 months, you'll notice a difference. Try that. Get 3 pouches, one at 6 months, and smoke the other one at 12 months, and one at 18 months or 2 years, and you can notice the differences and the nuances. As I said, when you first smoke it, it's going to have sort of a raw edge to it. It's going to have a harshness to it that's not very pleasant, and that harshness can, if you're not careful, and maybe not everybody experiences this, but in my experience, this is what people go through, especially if you're used to premium type tobaccos. But after a year, year and a half, 2 years, that harshness goes away, and now there is a complexity to it, believe it or not, and that edge is completely gone. Some of the sweetness is worn off a little bit, and it's a little more dynamic, I guess you could say, a little bit more complex. And the taste of it tastes like that classic pipe smell. And how many tobaccos can you do that with? You smell an aromatic tobacco, and it doesn't taste like it smells. After about a year, Captain Black will begin to do that. It will taste about like it smells in the pouch, and it will taste like it smells when you smell somebody else smoking it. So if you want to get more, if you want to make your Captain Black enjoyable and not just a cheap emergency OTC aromatic that you buy when you don't have time to order something or drive up to, like I have to make a day trip. I live within decent driving distance of the country squire, but it still takes an entire day. It's a long drive for me, but I can make it happen. So yeah, if I don't always I have to order things. So if I run out of an aromatic, which I don't these days, I have so many stored up, then I have to go to the tobacco shop, the cigarette shop, and buy whatever they have. But so now you can take that, and I know what you're going to say. Well, wait a minute, age it a year and a half, but you have the convenience of having it, so you don't have to order it. It takes a week for something to order. You're talking about aging it a year and a half. Yes, I know. Illustrations break down after a little while. I know that. But anyway, try that. Age your Captain Black tobacco for 12 months to 2 years, and I guarantee you have a very pleasant experience. It becomes more fragrant. Even if you like English stuff like I do, you will have a much pleasant. It becomes more like a Danish aromatic. You see, there was a time, this is a classic American aromatic, there was a time when the United States was not all sugary drinks and hamburgers. And this harkens back to a time before what it is today. It's not excessively sweet, no extreme heavy top note, or heavy casing rather, it's mostly top noted. And with a little aging, it becomes a fragrant and very enjoyable smoke. Not much nicotine, and it smokes pretty cool. You don't get to say that about many aromatics. This does. I recommend you try it out. Age your Captain Black. I promise you, it's worth the wait. That's how you can make Captain Black much more enjoyable and much more like that nicer bulk tobacco that you order from wherever you order it from when you buy your aromatics. Try that out. Happy New Year, gentle and lady men. Hope you have a great day. If you like it, smoke it.